It is 4 o'clock. We will go ahead and call this meeting to order. Welcome, everyone. This is the meeting of the Redlands Planning Commission for February 10th, 2026, and we do have a quorum present. I would also like to welcome our city attorney, Ms. Garcia, who's joining us today. Are there any public comments on items not on today's agenda? Seeing none, do we have any on Zoom? Any written comments? Nope. Item number 2, presentations, we have none. Item number 3, consent calendar. A, time extension for the Lugonia Village project. B, meeting minutes of January 13th, 2026. Are there any public comments on the consent calendar or any public speaker slips for the consent calendar items? Seeing none, do any commissioners wish to pull any items from the consent calendar to discuss? Seeing none, do we have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I motion we approve this consent calendar.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Consent calendar has been approved. Item number 4, old business, we have none. Item number 5, new business, 5A. Item 5A is the application for Kaiser Medical Facility expansion project, including plan development number 6, amendment number 8 to concept plan number 1, and the related environmental impact located at 1301 California Street. This item will not be presented at today's meeting and will be continued to the next Planning Commission meeting to be held on February 24th, 2026. Do I have a motion to continue this item to February 24th, 2026?
I'll make a motion to continue the item till.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Karon, on this one, you're going
Yes.
to need to do a roll call vote because we're on Zoom. So this one and the next one as well.
Okay.
We're going to have to do a roll call. So I can, if you'd like, I can do the roll call and you just answer affirmative or not.
Okay. Are you okay with the motion as presented, or do you want all of the language that's in here to be read?
Should be all read.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is the motion. If you could amend your motion, that would be great.
Okay. I move to continue the public hearing for plan development number 6, amendment number 8 to concept plan 1 and the related environmental impact report to the February 24th, 2026 Planning Commission meeting.
Commissioner Gillenheimer,
Aye.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw,
Aye.
Could we just have a record of who made, Dominguez made the motion, who
Yes.
second?
I second.
Stanson.
Very good.
Yes.
thank you. Commissioner Stanson, you already seconded it. Yep. Commissioner Smith. Thank you.
Okay. Motion carries. Item number 5B is a request to consider Commission Review and Approval number 977 to construct a light industrial building located at the southwest corner of Park and Iowa Street. I will now open the public hearing for this item. Has any commissioner had any ex parte communications with the applicant regarding this item? Seeing none. Staff presentation by Nelson Escada. Mr. Escada?
Thank you, Chair and members of the Commission.
It wouldn't be a meeting if the clicker worked.
Can I get the keyboard? Sorry. All right. There we go. Thank you. Once again, thank you, Chair and members of the Commission. The applicant is proposing a new industrial building to be built on a vacant lot at the southwest corner of West Park Avenue and Iowa Street. The parcel is 1.36 acres, and the proposed building is approximately 25,355 square feet with ancillary office and storage space and related on-site improvements, including utilities, a parking lot, driveways, landscaping, lighting, walls, and fences. The property and surrounding areas within the general plan designation of commercial general, which is intended for a compatible mix of commercial, manufacturing, and light industrial uses. The site zoning and surrounding areas within the East Valley corridor of the specific plan, industrial commercial. This designation is intended to serve a regional area with a wide variety of wholesale, light manufacturing, retail, and service uses. The area is surrounded by a number of different uses. They include professional and admin offices, industrial uses, commercial uses, and a residential use. Here is a photo of the site. It is vacant and unimproved. Here's a site plan. It has the 25,355 square foot building towards the north with parking and loading circulation to the rear. Vehicles would enter the site toward the near southeastern corner where there is an open parking area near Iowa Street with a gated access to an additional parking and truck loading further east. Now here are this is the interior floor plan. It shows the main opening industrial space towards the north of the building with office space to the south. The loading doors are towards the rear of the building. Here are the elevations. The building has articulation with faces, materials, heights, and colors. The south elevation is mostly visible by employees and those going north on Iowa Street. On this elevation, you could see the two elevated loading dock doors as well as an at-grade roll-up door. The east elevation is the most articulated, with it being the primary entrance for both employees and guests. It is visible from both Park and Iowa. The north elevation is visible off Park with similar articulation and architectural features. The west elevation is untreated as it is screened by adjacent properties and nearby buildings. Let's go here. All right, the building will incorporate a color palette consisting of shades of gray matter, and cityscape with recessed areas to create visual interest and variation. Off-white and beige yellow colors, sawgrass are used for the projecting faces along the front facades. As I mentioned, the parking area includes 3 loading doors, 2 elevated and 1 at grade. The area also includes an 8-foot tall wall and gate combination for both screening and security. It splits the parking into 2 areas for public guest parking off of Iowa and the private parking to the southwestern side of the property. Part of the proposal is to include compact spaces as shown in green on the south. The proposed project qualifies for exemption from the environmental review in accordance with Section 1533-2 infill development projects of the California Environmental Quality Act CEQA guidelines. The site, so these are the findings for Commission Review and Approval. The site for the intended use is adequate in size and shape to accommodate the use, and all of the required yard setbacks, walls or fences, landscaping, and other features will adjust the use of those existing or permitted future uses of land in the neighborhood. The site for the proposed use relates to streets and highways, which are properly designed and improved to carry the type and quantity of traffic or to be generated by the proposed use. The conditions set forth in the approval and those shown on the approved site plan are deemed necessary to protect the public health, safety, and general welfare. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt Resolution 1736, approving the cost-benefit and study prepared for the project, and approve Commission Review and Approval number 977, subject to the attached conditions of approval. There's also one extra note as well that a similar project was approved in 2022 for a similar proposal, similar size and site. It's Commission Review 946 was the entitlement. That one was approved but then expired. So this is a continuation of that. So that concludes my presentation. Here's the motion. If the Planning Commission concurs with staff's recommendation, the following motion is provided.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for staff at this time? Commissioner Stanson.
Is the project being built in a flood zone?
No, it's not. The flood zone's near, but it's not within a flood zone.
But it is outside of it because the property across the street, they have an elevated I don't know,
Yeah.
5 or 6 feet, so,
Yeah, I know the flood zone's near, the Zanka is near as well, but it's not within.
but it's outside of it.
Yeah, it also was reviewed by building safety and all relevant departments. So if they had any issues, they would have made those conditions or comments.
Commissioner Gillenhammer.
Just a question about undergrounding utilities. The parcels around or the warehousing around has underground utilities, and there's like the one power line that I see on this parcel. So I'm just wondering if there will also be that requirement of undergrounding.
Yes, engineering has a requirement for undergrounding along the property frontage. It's a standard requirement in the municipal code.
Excellent. Thank you.
Mr. Young, isn't that isn't that line a 66 kV, so it's too big to bury? Because it runs the entire length of the street.
Well, lines, we'll dive into the undergrounding requirements then. Lines greater than 66 kV or above, so basically lines greater than 50 kV are by the PUC not required. Local agencies cannot require them to be undergrounded. Less than that, local agencies can. Our municipal code does have a requirement for undergrounding. Section 1717020G of the Redlands Municipal Code talks about undergrounding, and this project would be required to underground. It wouldn't be eligible for an exemption for non-transmission lines, i.e. things that are 66 kV and above are considered transmission lines. Those we don't get to require to have underground. Everything, communication lines and power lines below that would be. And because other buildings in the area have not or have undergrounded, this one would not be eligible for an exemption because the findings to do so couldn't be made.
Okay, does the applicant have a presentation or just here for questions?
They do have an application or a presentation.
Okay, does anyone have any more questions for staff? Okay, the applicant may join us. Thank you. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Welcome. My name is Pam Steele with MIG, and just want to say welcome to, I'm going to start over.
Happens to me all the time.
Anyway, it's good to be here. And Chairperson Shaw, do you go by Chairwoman, Chairman, Chair whatever?
Sure.
Okay.
Person.
It's good to be here with you and the commission. We agree with Nelson's comments and with the conditions of approval. And we also appreciate that your staff was very, very helpful in relating and going through any of the issues that came up, and we were able to work with him to resolve them. Jared Yetter, who is the Chief Financial Officer with Fulmer Company, is on his way, so we should expect him any moment, probably by the time this is finished. We also have, the Fulmer Company has been developing projects in the area in California for over 40 years, and they actually continue to hold and lease the properties. Not all of them, but a lot of them, they continue to hold and lease the properties. So for this project, Fulmer intends to submit construction drawings and then build the project and lease it out and maintain ownership. Our entitlement team is here to respond to any questions you might have, including Eunice Chu with HPA, the architect, Marcos Padilla, engineer from Walden Engineers, and Alex Steele and myself with MIG. Keeping it short, I understand you've got a short meeting, so we don't want to keep you here any longer than need be. But here to answer any questions if you have them, and our team is here as well.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for the applicant? Well, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, I will now close the public hearing for this item and turn it over to.
No,
Whoa,
no.
What? What? I did not.
Please reopen the public hearing. You'll still need to ask for public comment.
Yes, I'm so sorry. So I'm going to reopen the public hearing and we are going to move on to, I don't see any speaker slips. Is there anyone from the audience here to speak on this item? Seeing none, do we have any on Zoom? I can't see
Nobody
the
on
Zoom
Zoom?
screen. I
Nobody on Zoom?
apologize. So have we verified or not yet?
I think we're still confirming.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry for the delay. No comment.
Okay, did we receive any written comments?
We have not received any written comments.
Okay. Now I will close the public hearing for this item and turn it over to the commissioners for deliberations and a motion. Does anyone have any comments or would like to share any background? Commissioner Stanton.
Can we take a look at that one? No, yes. I just have a little bit of an issue with the color scheme. It just seems to be off a little bit for that area.
It's actually very similar to the area. I just drove it today, and it's very similar to
I
the.
drive it every single day.
Well, that's what I mean. The parcel next door to it is gray and like darker gray.
I like the grays.
Yes.
There's a lot of grays in that area, and I like the grays. I think that brownish color is kind of throws it off for the rest of the building, to be honest with you. I think the different grays are wonderful on it, and I think it works well in the area. I just that brown color just kind of throws me off and throws off, I think, for what goes on in that area. That's all.
Do you have a recommendation or would you?
I think grays and greens, I think grays and a lot of things work, but I just think that just kind of doesn't set well. I don't know why.
Does staff have any feedback on the color scheme for the architecture? Mr. Foote?
Well, we have the applicant's architect here. We could certainly welcome them up to the podium for any clarification or comments that you would like.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go through everyone's comments and questions, and then we'll go ahead and bring the applicant back up. Does anyone, Commissioner Dominguez, I see you.
Yes.
Yes, go
I
ahead.
actually like those neutral tone colors, but I'm open to looking at other colors.
Okay. Does anyone have any additional questions for staff or the applicant? Commissioner Stanton, are you wanting me to reopen the public hearing so we can ask the
Yes,
applicant?
I'd like to just talk about that real quickly.
Okay, I will now reopen the public hearing for this item. Could we have the applicant's architect join us, please? Welcome.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Eunice from HPA. We are the architect. So, yeah, I see you are having issue with the brown color. So, if that is an issue, because we are trying to bring in more like earth tone to blend in with the adjacent environment and things, and the building close to it. So, this is more like an accent act to it. So it's more like a design. So, so if you have any recommendation, we can talk to our designer again.
I mean, there's a lot of grays and light grays going through the neighborhood there. You know, they use some different greens. They do use some other different colors that just seem to do the same thing. They just seem to blend a little bit better.
Okay, so you will prefer like the gray tone or?
I like the gray tones. I think the gray tones, I think it's very becoming building. I really do. I'm just personally, to me, the browns just don't seem to work as well on it, but.
Okay, so yeah, we can propose something similar or earth or, yeah.
Is that actual wood paneling? What is it?
No, it's just a paint.
It's just a paint.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it
we
looks
can
like paneling.
Yeah, it's just a tilt-up panel, and we're going to paint over it with other review to make the.
So you're using like scored in the concrete to bring out that panel look to it.
Yes, those are the reveal, like the 2-inch reveal dip in. Yeah.
No, I like that. It looks really good. I like the other reveals. You're doing the horizontals too. I think it's a really good looking building.
Thank you.
It just needs a little more pop to it. That's all.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
If we revise the colors, how will we submit them, and will you review them? How do we?
I think we just want to hear from the applicant, and then we can talk about how
Yes.
how we address the colors.
Okay.
Yeah. We will discuss that in deliberation and let you know for sure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, I'm going to re-close the public hearing for this item. Turn it back over to the commissioners, and Commissioner Stanson, I'm going to start with you. I'm assuming that the architect went through and the designer have a process they go through in picking their colors. So what is it that what you're looking for here? Because if it's that important to you, we're going to have to change the conditions or ask staff to work with them, or.
I would just ask staff to work with them. I mean, whatever's. I'm not going to stop the process because of a color. And
Okay.
I'm not going to create problems because of a color, but I really would like to see staff work with the applicant a little bit and maybe come up with something
So you're not looking for a condition, but just a suggestion to staff to possibly work with the applicant and see if that maybe there's a better
Former builds good
color
buildings,
choice.
and I think they'll do a good job on it, so I'm not, anyways, that's my 2 cents. So I'm not gonna create any problems for the color.
Okay, staff, are you good with that suggestion, but not it being a condition?
We can work with a suggestion.
Okay.
Or a condition, whatever the commission's preference is. It would help us out a little bit if there is a color range or preference, a green color of some type that would narrow it down for us, working with the applicant on any revisions.
So Commissioner Sampson, I'm going to defer to you on that, but with I would say with caution, because they do go through kind of a process that takes a long time. I know you
understand
do.
the process. Trust me, I understand the process. I've done it a few times, so I understand that.
If I may, I'm hearing you want us to find an alternate earth tone color. Is that what?
That's what I would like.
Okay.
Yes.
We can work with that. And just for clarification, would you like to add that as a condition that they find an alternate color to be approved by the director, or do you want us?
Yes.
Just, okay. We can
That's
do
what
that
I
if
would.
the
That's
commission
what I
would
would
like us to.
Yeah, I don't want to. Like I said, I don't need to reinvent the wheel on this, but I would like to see if we could a different earth tone on that portion of it.
There's an example, like the warehouse that's, I apologize.
I'm so sorry. I'll let me go to Ms. Garcia, and then I'll let you know in just a second. Ms. Garcia?
If you want to add a condition to the list of already drafted conditions, we'd like to get some exact language to insert there, and then you would approve the application as amended, as the conditions are amended.
Would you like Commissioner Stanson to craft that language, or should
No,
we wait
I
for
was,
staff to do
looking for
so?
staff.
Perfect.
I was looking for staff.
Okay.
Okay. So condition 6 already mentions any changes by the planning commission shall be included in the plan check submittal. So we can just add 6A, change the seagrass basket color to an alternate earth tone color subject to the director's approval in plan check.
Okay, Commissioner Sampson, are you good with that?
I'm good with that. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Are there any other questions, comments, or feedback on the project? Commissioner Gillenhammer?
Just a suggestion, the southeast corner of, like, I guess it's neighbored southeast corner warehouse, it has materials that are actually like tile. Like, so it just, like you said, that pop, Commissioner Stanson, like where it's not like a color, it's a different material that they've, just like paneled. So just a suggestion that's like right across the street, just to be able to see just another example.
Okay. Commissioner Sampson, did you have another comment?
Nope.
Oh,
I'm
your
sorry.
light was still on. Okay.
On that note, I'll just say there's obviously a pretty significant distinction between an alternate color or an alternate material. So we probably do need to whittle down on, one versus the other. If you're comfortable with us working with them on a different color, we can explore that with them. Material choice, I would probably want to get some more input on that.
Commissioner Gillenhammer, are you looking for a condition to change the material in the front?
If the applicant is willing, I mean, it would be consistent in the area. It's right across the street, and it's just an opportunity.
Okay,
Since it does show as like wood paneling, it just does in the renderings. It doesn't look like it's just like a different color choice, if that makes sense. It looks like paneling of a different material, even though it does say state Sherwin-Williams, which I know is a Pantone color.
Well, but
Commissioner Stanson.
from my understanding, it is a treatment that they do to the concrete so that it makes they put reveals in. So it's just
Like a look.
so it's a look, but it's actual indentations in the concrete, correct? Yes. So I mean, it's all part of when they do the pour, but it does give it that look, yeah.
I'll just say if it's going to be a material change, going back to what I said, we probably need to get, what I would suggest is after you converse, if you'd like to explore that further, we would probably want to reopen the public hearing, get input from the applicant and the architect, and hone in on what that material choice is, because materials can differ greatly with cost, and there's a lot of factors to that. So color is pretty simple. Materials, there's a lot of variation. So I definitely want to get feedback from the architect and consensus from the commission.
So are you okay with just the color change, or are you wanting to reopen the public hearing and talk about materials?
May we? Back, please?
Yes.
Since the architect is here.
We absolutely can do that. We have a little bit of a change to the way that we're going to do things, and I'll explain in a minute when we vote. But in the future, for the respect of the applicant, let's try to get all of our questions out in one time so we don't have to continue to reopen and then close the public hearing. But of course, we're definitely going to address your concerns. So I'm going to reopen the public hearing for this item. Could I please have the applicant and/or architect join us? Hello again. Thank you. So thank you for considering the color change choice. And now we have a question on, would you be open to changing materials to kind of look more like paneling? And if so, what would you suggest? Or is it not something that tell us how you feel.
Let me ask a question first. So,
Sure.
Your concern is both material and the color, is it?
I think we have two separate concerns, one about color, one about material. So maybe you could address both.
Well, the color we already resolved with the condition, so we're just talking about materials now.
Okay, because, if changing to tile, that will be a cost change, of course. So this is more, if our client is okay with it, then we can search for options for that.
Let me introduce Jared Yetter with Fulmer. Maybe you can address that.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Could you please come to the mic, just because we have people on Zoom?
Sure. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry for being late.
No problem.
I understand Kaiser building was pushed off.
Yes.
So my family's been around for a long time. Talked about Pam. So CFO 15 years. Why I decided to work with the team on having that is we wanted to buy this project to own it, not flip it. So tile is actually a big maintenance item. I don't know if you guys have had issues where tile has fallen off. Okay. Have you had people get injured by those tile pieces? You don't have to tell me. I see it as a liability.
Okay.
I don't want anybody coming to do business in the city and have to be worried about this. Go ahead.
Let me ask a question. Are you talking about the slate tiles on the building across? Is that the look you're talking about?
My question is, I'm just asking out loud.
Yeah, I'm
like,
just talking
in terms
about
of
tiles focused.
like the warehouse building across the street, southeast
Yes.
corner, they have I mean, for the back of the letter word, tiling.
Tile is correct, what they have, yes.
It is tile.
Yes, and we've
Okay.
built other of the buildings in that
Okay,
area.
so that's what I meant. Like, that the consistency of that look that was approved.
Sure,
So I just didn't know if
yeah.
something that.
So the earth tone just seemed to be a little bit more natural. What I like about Redlands and the other cities is that people live here and they want to work here. Okay, that was something that was important to us rather than going to another city. The thing was, we've had buildings that we've owned. For me, I took a lot of pride in working with HPA and Pam in this, and that the wood was the natural. It just felt a little bit more organic. So as far as form follows function, that would be like a form liner. Okay, so the point is that tile is actually very high maintenance. It's a warranty issue. It's not something that being around the walkways is something that honestly we send out letters asking building owners, please maintain, knock on a tile, make sure there's no hollow spots so it doesn't fall down. Just that is the biggest thing. I don't know how you guys sleep, but I like to sleep good. So form follows function. Otherwise, the natural colors, it sounded like, thank you for concluding that was resolved. So, you guys let me know about, your thoughts on tile.
So is this wood? You referred to wood.
Yeah, so wood is essentially the physical look of it, but this is a concrete panel.
Okay.
So a form liner is basically like a decorative piece that can pretty much creates those reveals. So the goal is to have more of a wood look to it.
Okay.
We can get into more of what form liner options are to make it look more like a wood piece. But this is what we came up with. We're looking for your guys' feedback.
Maybe if it was, maybe instead of greenish or whatever, it was a darker brown, it would make it look more wood-like, and that would make it.
I just have seen the other renderings where it was more lifelike, more determined than just it looks like exactly like as it is, like wood, but it's not. So I think like Commissioner Sampson, I would agree with.
Chairwoman, we have a better picture than
We do.
what you're seeing.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, so we will distribute it, we'll pass it along so you can see it. It's
Thank you.
vastly different.
Okay,
from
thank you.
What you're seeing up there.
So what I'm hearing
Gives you a
you
little more idea.
say is, as agreed upon, you're okay with the color change. The tile is a concern and something you don't want to agree to because of risk, maintenance, and costs, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
This is the same. This is what you're going to do.
Yeah. If you could see that a little bit.
Yes.
Is that what you presented, Eunice?
I mean, if that's the look you're coming.
It looks more like a
It does
tile.
not look like that.
Yeah, that looks more like a tile, so I'm not.
I mean, I like that look. That looks really good, and it kind of fits the neighborhood versus that
like tile.
doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
I will have to show it to them. I think that's a rock veneer. I think it's different than what the tile veneer. Yeah, we'll have to circulate it to them after you.
So let me ask you a question. You mentioned that you could suggest a form liner that would make it look more like that or more like wood.
More like wood, right?
Okay. Commissioner Gillenhammer, if we were to put a condition in there for staff to work with the applicant on a different form liner, which they are comfortable with, to make it look more like wood, are you comfortable with that?
Is this something?
I would be, but I just kind of want to, just assess if this is exactly what they would be recommending.
Oh, this is tile.
It is tile.
It is very pretty.
It is.
I don't not like it. We've installed a lot of tile.
Okay.
However, the issue with the tile is, people walking around. This doesn't seem to have a walkway. That would be okay. The issue is we have high maintenance issues with this.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other problem is maybe years later when we found.
I'm so sorry. Can you use the mic? We just have people on Zoom.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, because another problem with that is after years, some of the tile may be discontinued. So I have a project, it's been 10 years, and we have to replace some of the tile, but we are having a hard time to match the tile because, the tile is already discontinued. So this is another issue with the tile. So we prefer review with paint or foam liner, of course, but a lot of clients prefer that too nowadays.
To make sure I have the word right, are you saying form liner or foam liner?
Form.
Okay, perfect. I had it right. Yay, me. Okay. So you are, again, just to reiterate, you're okay with the color change and you're okay with a condition working with staff to come up with an agreed upon form liner to make it look more like wood paneling?
Yes, darker wood is what it sounds like you guys are telling me.
So I think if you did a
what
darker
I'm understanding.
paint there, that it would make all of us happier. I mean, I think it would take care of the problem.
Darker.
I just think that lighter brown has kind of thrown it off a little bit, and maybe a darker brown to make it more wood-like, because that's kind of the look you're going for, it seems like. I think that would make it blend better.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to you, Eunice? Yes.
We can suggest that, yeah.
Commissioner Gillenhammer, are you wanting to include the form liner condition?
Yes, please.
Okay. Staff, if you could draft that change for us, please. Okay. Any other questions for the applicant before I close the public hearing again? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, I'm now going to close the public hearing for this item. And we will wait to hear from staff on our amended motion.
Okay, so the change to condition 6 is the addition of a subparagraph A, little a. Change the seagrass basket color to an alternate earth tone color, including form liner, subject to the director's approval in plan check, prior to permit issuance.
Yes, do you need to include for it to look like darker wood paneling or no?
We understand the intent behind that.
Understood. Okay, if you could bring the motion back up on the screen. Does anyone else have any questions, comments, or feedback on the project? Okay, so we're going to change how we vote just a little bit because of some Zoom rules that we've been recently made aware of. So for all projects, I'm going to do a roll call or have staff do a roll call for each one, okay? Okay, so the motion is on the screen, and if you could please be sure to say as amended, add the amendment in there. Would someone like to make a motion?
I move that the Planning Commission adopt resolution number 1736 and approve Commission Review and Approval number 977 based on the findings contained in the staff report, subject to the attached conditions of approval and amended
As amended.
as amended.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Stanson and seconded by Commissioner Gillenhammer to approve as amended Commission Review and Approval number 977. Director, would you like to do the roll call?
Yep. Commissioner Gillenhammer,
Aye.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw,
Aye.
Commissioner Stanton,
Aye.
Commissioner Smith.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for working with us. We appreciate it. Item number 5C. Item 5C is a request for 2 nominations of commissioners for appointment to the Minor Exception Permit Committee. Staff presentation by Brian Foote. Mr. Foote?
Thank you, Chair. Item 5C is a request to have volunteers from the commission for 1 new regular member of our minor exception committee and 1 new alternate member to the same committee. Just a quick background briefly regarding the minor exception committee. This is in the zoning code to allow for minor modifications to certain development standards, specifically wall and fence height, retaining wall height, fencing of swimming pools, and certain grading standards. The development standards are a little bit different for each, but for a property owner to request it's not a waiver, it's more flexibility depending on the circumstances of the property or topography or other constraints that would otherwise prohibit the installation of a fence or wall or the other items I mentioned. A property owner can apply for a minor exception permit that comes through the planning division. We then review the application and then look at scheduling a public hearing. So the meeting is a public hearing. It occurs at the location, so it is in the field. The times and the days are set depending on the availability of the commissioners. So the meetings can occur in the morning or they can occur in the afternoon. Typically, it's during regular business hours, of course. The earliest we've usually seen is about 9 a.m. and the latest is 3 or 3:30 a.m. or 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Typically, they're Monday through Thursdays. Again, I want to emphasize it's scheduled depending on the availability of the commissioners. And of course, the applicant is present at the meetings, and we will typically distribute an agenda several days, minimum of 72 hours in advance of the meeting. Typically, it's a few days, 4 or 5 days in advance minimum. We also mail out notices to the immediate neighbors, so occasionally there are neighbors that are attending the meeting to speak on the item. And that's about it in a nutshell. Typically the meetings have 2 or 3 items, so they generally run between 45 minutes to an hour. A long meeting would be a little more than an hour. But beyond that, we try to keep the meetings to a reasonable time frame, and we'll work around your schedule.
Okay, thank you. Is there any questions for Mr. Foote on this item? I will say that I sat on this for a couple of years. It's a great way to learn new things about planning for sure. So I would encourage you to join if you have the time. Do we have any comments from the public on this item? Seeing none, any on Zoom? Seeing none. Did we receive any written comments?
We've not received any written comments.
Okay. So for this, you can nominate someone or you can nominate yourself. Do we have any nominations for the regular? Commissioner Sampson and Commissioner Smith are already members of the minor. Aren't you? You're
No,
not?
I've done it in the past, and I would stay on it, yes. I'm not.
Is he a regular member of the minor exception? I thought he was.
Commissioner Smith was our remaining member.
Okay, so you filled in.
But I would continue to work with Mr. Smith on it.
Are you nominating yourself for?
Yes.
Okay, so I have one nomination for the, do I need to do these separately? Okay, one nomination for the regular minor exception committee member. Do I have another nomination for an alternate? Commissioner Gillenhammer.
I would be willing to be an alternate.
Okay. So we have 2 nominations and we can vote on them. This is asking for a motion and a second, but this is kind of an election. So how would you like me to handle this?
Well, the motion would be to nominate Stanson as the member and Gillenhammer as the alternate. And then you would take a motion, that would be the motion,
Right.
ask for a second, then roll call.
Would someone like to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Commissioner Smith?
I make the motion that Commissioner Stanton become the standard member and help me out here, Gillenhammer, as the alternate.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, you should
Can I
probably,
second myself?
you should probably not.
Wait,
Okay. It has been moved by Commissioner Smith and seconded by Commissioner Stanson to appoint Commissioner Stanson as a regular member of the Minor Exception Permit Committee and Commissioner Gillenhammer as an alternate member of the Minor Exception Committee. And we will do a roll call.
Commissioner Gillenhammer,
Aye.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw,
Aye.
Commissioner Stanson,
Aye.
Commissioner Smith.
Motion carries. Congratulations. Okay. Item number 6, announcements and commissioner comments. Do we have any? Seeing none, item number 7, director's update. Do we have Mr. Boatman or Mr. Foote?
Well, I'll just say we have a big application coming to you for the next agenda. It's a Kaiser project, and it has an EIR with it. It's a development agreement, so we're going to try to get it to you early in probably draft form initially, but we encourage you to give us a call if you have any questions ahead of time or you want any tips on what to look at or what to hone in on. That's what we're here for, and it might help you streamline your review if you have anything.
Commissioner Stanton?
Mr. Boatman, what is different that you're going to send to us that we haven't already seen? I mean, you've already sent the EIR, I thought, and then the proposal up till today.
So we circulated the draft EIR. We're going to circulate a final draft EIR as well as a draft staff report.
Okay.
Commissioner Gillenhammer?
I have a quick question. Just so, like, in terms of like architectural renderings, like, you know, the first meeting that we attended as the commissioners, we saw a little bit more like 3D imaging versus just what we saw today. Is there a standard that we can, I mean, so that we could see materials like before, like the Regency centers, we were able to see a little bit more defined materials versus what was like the example today in the renderings?
So our code requires, I believe, a material board, or at least our application requires a material board. Sometimes it's accepted in digital form. You know, we can certainly encourage physical material boards as well. We've done it in the past, and we can do that going forward. It's no problem.
Can you please do that?
Sure, we can do that.
Thank you.
And I will say, I've asked for this before, and I know we can't do it on every applicant, but it is very helpful when you get the renderings of what the project actually looks like versus just a drawing. So if we could encourage it whenever possible, it really does help.
Sure, yeah, no, and I agree, it does help. It is helpful.
And I've asked before, too, if we could make it a requirement, and it's a no. Yeah.
No problem.
Yes. Anything else, Director? Okay. Item number 8, we will adjourn to the next regular meeting of February 24th, 2026. Thanks, everyone.